When a company reaches out and says, John, we've got a product we want you to review for us, will you review it? I always think to myself, do I have a need or a want or a use for it? And in the case of the A501 tire inflator from AUXITO, can you see, there you go. I got it upright this time, yay me. I've got my 2019 Street Glide there. I've got my 2019 Ram 1500, and I have kids, so bouncy rubber ball. Yep, this is inflated now. All the tires are inflated. I'm gonna drop them down and we're gonna test it. But first, let's take a look at what's inside the box. Here we have the tire inflator itself, all the Schrader valves you could ever want. We've got a car port charger deal, long cable, and a USB cable, and a carrying case, and the tire filling line. We have some handy instructions right here. Peel that off. And it's supposed to have overheat protection and all sorts of modes, and it's got a flashlight we're gonna test, and we're gonna test it against a analog gauge that I have. On the side, we have buttons for brightness and plus, minus, power, and mode, I think. We have a charging port. You can use this as a power bank. It's got a USB input and DC input. So that's how you charge it up. And it's got cooling holes all over it for trying to keep it cool. This brightness button is for the flashlight. If I move this out of the way, you can see there, the light comes on, light goes off, turns red, flashes. Yeah, good times. That ought to come in handy. I like lights on everything. In the shade here, we can hold the power button for 3 seconds and it comes on. Very nice full color LCD display, I think it is. 85% is our battery charge, and you can use the mode button to cycle through the different modes. So we have freeform personalized mode, where it shows you the current PSI and your preset. And then we have car, bicycle, motorcycle, and sports ball. So we're gonna run some tests now. And of course I picked the sunniest, hottest day to do this. It's 100 degrees out and humid, but we're gonna get it done. Look, it's squishable. Yeah, we're gonna wait for that to continue deflating, but this thing's got its work cut out for it because I have gone around with my other gauge and it allows you to deflate tires. So I brought the Harley's front tire down to 20 PSI. I brought one of the truck tires down to 20 PSI, and we're gonna fill them up. And I'm not gonna guess how many tire fills you get out of a charge. That's really dependent on what you're filling, right? What I am gonna do is kind of try to compare it to my 6-gallon pancake air compressor that I bring out here that usually has to put a few PSI in my truck tires, my wife's car tires, and sometimes even the Harley back there. So if we can do this all for 10 or 15% of charge, I think we're doing pretty good with the 2 tires. I think it would be all right. Let's get started. This is gonna be the big test. Hold the power button on 3 seconds. We're gonna go to mode car. So in the sunlight, it's a little hard to see, but this says car. It's set to 36. I wanna add 1. So it goes up in half PSI increments. So now we're at 37. It blinks a couple of times. It's ready to go. We screw it on to our tire inflator deal here. Tire valve, fill valve. And it's reading a little bit lower than my analog gauge. It says 19.5 and I think it should be at 20. So now I think I just hit power and we let it fill up. And it's done, 36.5 PSI. So now we're gonna compare it to what my other gauge says. It's a very nice thumb screw deal, by the way. 37 on the dot. I'll take that, but I think the battery lied because now it says it's at 45%. Now it's reading 20% on the Harley tire. So let's, we have that set to 37. Let's set it down to 36. Since it seems to be right on the money, 36, let's go. And while that tire's filling, this unit is loud-ish, but it's not crazy loud. I can hear myself over it right now while I'm talking. And it did take about 5 minutes to fill that tire from 20 to 30. It's done already? Ah, error 1. I think I overheated it. Let's let it cool off. And by the way, my camera overheated too, which is why I didn't get a full time lapse of filling the other truck tire. All right, if you can see the screen there, it's at 36. If it's flashing, that's just the LCD refresh rate, but it reads 36. It was set to 36. It's still at 40% battery, so let's take a look at the tire with our other gauge. 35, so we're gonna bump it up 1 more PSI and then get on to our third and final test. It shuts off, it reads 37. That is a really nice thumb screw, I like that. And it's reading 37. We'll let a little bit out. 36. I don't know if you can see that, but it's hot and I'm done. And that only took like a minute. That wasn't bad, not bad at all. So now I've screwed the Schrader valve. Is that a Schrader valve? I'm not really sure. Needle valve, whatever. Plug it in. We're gonna press our mode button. It's currently reading 0. We're gonna go over to sports ball, and 9 PSI is the default. It reads 0. Squeezing it doesn't help. And filling this didn't take long at all. And it bounces fine. So as I relax in the shade with some iced tea, let's wrap the AUXITO A501 review up. This is a slick little product. It's not that light. It's not too heavy though. It'll pack pretty easily on a motorcycle or in the center console of your truck, what have you. And it's fairly quiet, and I like the light on it. What don't I like about this thing? Well, there's kind of a rattle inside. I think that's because something's moving around, maybe the pump or there's a cable. I'm not really sure, and I'm not opening it up. The price is a little steep, it's $100, but it does a lot because it's got a light on it and it's got the charging port. So it has that going for it, and for what it is, it's fairly quiet and it does a pretty good job. It also gets hot, but I torture tested that, and I don't think anybody's really gonna use it when it's 100 degrees out, but I did because that's what I do. Anyway, if you want to buy one of these, links are below. I have a 15% off discount code if you use those links, so do that at your own peril. No, I'm kidding. If you want one of these, buy it through my link. But thanks again to AUXITO for sending this to me. I'm going to keep this around the house and use it around the house. So thank you guys very much. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, boop the like button, hit the subscribe button, watch that video, do all the things. No, don't do any of that. Just watch this next video. It's going to be entertaining. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.